Yes!
This week on Steele's Reel in the Outdoors with Joe Thomas.
Look at that! I don't even know what to say. Oh, criminy. I am telling. Oh. You wanna go swimming? You go for it, baby.
You want me?
You're only gonna see something like that on this show. Look at that. Where'd you go?
I'm Joe Thomas. For over 25 years, I've made my living with a rod and reel. And today, more than ever, I'm still fascinated by the people that make fishing a uniquely American pursuit. What you're about to see is real. This is Steele's Reel in the Outdoors.
Reel in the Outdoors with Joe Thomas is presented by Steele. Are you ready for a steal? And by Tidelines UV Tackle, Browning Eyewear and Accessories, the Wear It campaign, and Brookfield Renewable Energy, making water safety a priority, and Billy Chapman Jr.'s Anglers Inn International.
Hi, I'm Joe Thomas, and welcome to Steele's Reel in the Outdoors. Now, in my career, I've had a chance to fish some of the best lakes in the world, and my top 10 list definitely changes year to year. But there's one lake that's always at the top of that list, and that's Lake El Salto in Mexico. For years, I've made Lake El Salto a priority stop on my annual fishing itinerary. And it's not just the fact that it produces giant bass. It has a lot to do with Billy Chapman Jr.'s Anglers Inn. I mean, the lodge and the service are amazing. And every year I get to go experience it with some of my best friends, and that makes it kind of cool. But the main reason I go back year after year is without a doubt the fishing. I mean, there's few lakes in the world that put out more double-digit bass than Lake El Salto. And I could sit here and talk about it all day, or you know what? I could just show you. And there's no better way to start than a morning topwater bite.
Okay. I'm reeling as fast as I can, brother. I just gotta get him past that tree. Got it. That was an awesome strike. I mean, seriously. Big fish. Nice fish. Really felt like that little Sammy in that bluegill color would look like a tilapia, and obviously it did to him. Crushed it. I mean, just crushed it. Welcome to Lake El Salto, folks. What a stud. Nice. The beginning of things to come. They want me. I gotta do something fast. Oh, what a strike. I put braid on this topwater too because I learned a long time ago here in these trees, you know, that monofilament is just not gonna get them out. And braid's so good anymore, you know, you can throw it so well. I would not have caught that fish, I don't think, on mono. What a stud, just a fat pork chop. Bug eye. I love this place. I mean, seriously, just look around. As much as I would like to tell you all about this whole situation right now, things that's happening and I gotta move. There's tilapia everywhere. I mean, just little schools of those baby tilapia. And the fish are just crashing through them. The problem is I just gotta, you know, I'm one little tilapia amongst millions out here. Crushed it, absolutely just crushed it. That's a big one too, man. He got all the outside of his face. How awesome is that? I mean, seriously, seriously. That's just like the most awesome topwater strike. He ain't even that big. Cool. He ain't that big in Ohio, but or in Mexico, but he's big in anywhere else in the United States. Nice fish, look at that. Just choked that salmon. Choked it. Lord, let there be a place like El Salto in heaven. I mean, seriously.
Hey, don't go away, because if you can believe it, it's actually gonna get better. More from Anglers Inn and Lake El Salto when I come back.
Reel in the Outdoors with Joe Thomas is presented by Steel and your neighborhood Steel Power Equipment dealer. Are you ready for a Steel?
Bug eye. I love this place. I think I found the right color. Good. Happy.
The reason I love fishing Lake El Salto in the summer is versatility. I mean, once the topwater bite starts to die down, then you can just change game plans and pick up the flipping stick and catch them suspended in the timber. When they're in those big trees, it is true combat fishing.
Oh, baby. It's a big one. Forward if you can there. Straight forward. Oh my goodness gracious me. It's a big one. Oh! There he is. Nice one. A good fish, man. You hear that a lot on this lake. It's a big one. He's got it down his throat. He's barely hooked too, man. Just like it looks like he's hooked good, but it's in his throat, in the flesh of his throat. That's not good. Come on, baby, come on. Come on, baby, come on. Yes, sir. That's when you know they're big, the bug eyes. Good call on that tree. These fish will suspend in the tops of these big isolated trees, and this is one of his favorite techniques here. And you just take that UV hog, and I don't have a real heavy weight, I got a 3/8 ounce weight. You gotta have braided line though, and just pitch it around those trees. And you know, we just lost a monster a few minutes ago, and then catch this one. That's pretty daggone cool. It's really cool. Head back to your house, dude. Nice. Whoa. Oh, baby. That's a real fish right there. Jumping. That's a nice one. Look at him. Pig. Worm pegged right in the top of his head. Here, dude. Come over here. Oh, look at that. I mean, fish. The worm just fell out of his mouth. Fish after fish after fish. Different techniques, different strategies, different places, and it just keeps producing fish like this. That's unreal. You start to run out of things to say. Gorgeous. And then look around you, like right in the heart of the Sierra Madres. That's one of the coolest things I've ever done, is come to this lake. I just keep asking myself, what makes this lake so amazing? I mean, it's a reservoir. I mean, it could be anywhere in the Midwest, but I think the biggest thing is it's got that food source, tilapia. You know, the techniques are the same, the fish do the same things they do in the United States, but we don't have that ultimate food source. I mean, I'm sure our shad are a big deal, but for some reason, they just grow bigger down here. Oh, criminy. Jumping. No, he's not. Oh man, that dude's strong. Jumping. Fatso.
there on this bank. This wind has got them pushed in against this bluff, and you know, about the first 6 feet off that bank, they're there. He's hooked in the bottom jaw. The biggest issue I'm having right now is their feed. I mean, they're on a feed right now. You can just tell it's that wind. They got a little cloud cover. Is to try and keep them from swallowing it. As soon as I hit them, nice fish. Or as soon as I get the bite, I've got to reel down and hit them because man, they're just inhaling that worm. You know, 10-inch worm, they slurp it down like it's a piece of spaghetti, like it's nothing. Go forth. I get fired up, my hands are shaking. I mean, how can you not? And the thing is, any cast here, my next cast when I stand up could be a 14-pound bass or whatever. I mean, the sky's the limit. What's the lake record, like 17 or 18 or 16 or something? I mean, they grow giants here. Hey, don't go away. I've got some more big bass techniques for you when I come back.
Reeling the Outdoors with Joe Thomas is presented by Peak Products. Run true with Peak.
Hey, I'm Joe Thomas and welcome back to Steele's Reel in the Outdoors. Now today, I'm on legendary Lake El Salto in Mexico and the afternoon heat is starting to crank up. But the cool thing about this area is the offshore breezes that come off of the Sea of Cortez. They keep things pleasant, they keep it comfortable, but more importantly, they set up that legend point bite where I can catch them on a crankbait. Uh-oh. It is a giant bass. I saw it turn, it looked like it was gold. Are we in the clear away from the trees? Good. Look at that toad. Look at that monster. Oh, dude. Yeah, baby! Look at that one. What a pig! And look at this, the bait fell out of his mouth. It fell right out of his mouth. Look at that, what a pig. Gosh, what a fish. Look at the mouth on that thing. Golly. That's one of the prettiest bass I've ever caught. I mean, that fish is as round as he is long. I mean, I can't tell you, I mean, he weighs, I don't even want to guess, over 8 for sure, and he's short. What a great fish. This is so cool. It's funny how many people get frustrated with this wind. I mean, I love it because that's when the crankbait really gets going. And that's not just Lake El Salto, that's just about anywhere. It positions them, it puts them where they need to be. And even though he's having to fight the trolling motor to keep the boat in position, it's gonna make the fish bite. And that's why, you know, you tie on a crankbait and just start chucking one. I mean, where can you go and just cast after cast catch studs like this? It's gonna jump, gonna jump. Look at that one. I mean, and they are all piled in that little creek channel turn. Wind's blowing those tilapia, I guarantee you blowing those tilapia right into that channel turn. And that's the whole deal in the afternoons here. Look at this one, look at it. Oh, babe. I mean, seriously. I want to tell you something too. When you're fishing here, you want heavy gear. I mean, I'm cranking with 20. I got a big composite rod. If you come down here and think you're gonna crank like at home, you use 12-pound test line and a little limber rod, you're gonna get hurt. You gotta use the biggest tackle you can get away with. As long as it doesn't affect the action of the bait. You know, this bait's big. It'll handle that heavy line. It'll handle the 20. And it's got the big hooks. And if you're using something that's got the, you know, got the big wide wobble and it's got the good hooks, you can get away with some heavy line. Golly. so fired up I can't stand it. Look at that. It's fish after fish after fish. Crazy, crazy. I am liking that bait. Oh, it's a nice one. That's a nice one. That wind, a lot of times when that wind gets up, those fish will really get shallower, and they're right on the edge of that channel now. It's a good one here, man. That was one of the hardest crankbait strikes I've had in a long time. I probably made 4, oh, he's gonna jump, look at, oh, that's a big fish. I made about 4 or 5 turns, and I just barely started to tag the bottom. That bait goes straight down. And I was probably in about 11 feet, and he just corked it. It's a stud here, man. Oh, that didn't feel good. This is where I get nervous because there's trees everywhere, and you can't just let them run. But if you push them too hard, you tear those hooks free. Big fish. Nice fish. Good. You're gonna jump on me, aren't you? You're gonna jump one more time. Oh, she got the choke. You know notice how many fish today have had that bait? Look at that. I've had that bait. Notice how many fish today have had that bait just choke. Look at that toad. That is a toad. Golly. What do you think, Martine?
Closed captioning for Steele's Reel in the Outdoors is provided by American Modern Insurance Group, the home for exclusive Joe Thomas fishing tip videos and specialty bass boat insurance.
Yeah, baby. Look at that one. What a pig. Look at this one. Look at it. Oh, babe. Giant bass. I'll give you a little air bump. Boom! If there is any downside to shooting a TV show on Lake El Salto, it's the fact that we catch so many fish and they're so big that it starts to look like a promotional video. I mean, it looks like we cherry-picked what we caught over 2 weeks. And I want to tell you something. This episode was all shot in one single day. Come here, fish. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Darn it. Oh, got him. Look at that. He smoked that UV 10-inch worm. I mean, he's got it down his throat. So with a show that has fishing this great, how do you pick a Ranger Evinrude reel highlight? Well, I talked about the legendary service of Anglers Inn. Well, you're about to see it firsthand.
Today's Reel highlight is presented by Ranger Boats, powered by Evinrude E-Tech Outboards. Ranger, still building legends one at a time.
Oh gosh, it's a big one. Oh my gosh. Gosh, I can't even turn him. I got 60-pound braid and I can't stop him.
Come on, guys.
I'm trying, Martin. He's in a tree.
Yeah.
No, he's still on there. Gosh, dog it. Oh, no way. You want to try it?
Yeah.
You want to go swimming? You go for it, baby, if you want to do it. He's got goggles. Oh, no way. I can't believe he's doing this. I can't believe. I hope he's all right. Look, I can see his feet. Oh my gosh, I can't. He's still down there. Now I'm starting to get scared. I feel him. I don't know.
Give me more light.
Give me more line? Okay. Oh, you got him! Unbelievable! Oh, you are my hero! Look at that fish! Unbelievable! You're only gonna see something like that on this show. Look at that! Where'd you go? I don't even know what to say. Oh my gosh. Puts on goggles and goes down and gets, Lord knows how big that bass is. How crazy is that? Amazing, amigo, seriously. This is off the hook. I can't believe you did that. I think that reel highlight is definitely the best we've ever had. But on Lake El Salto, the fishing is so good, I don't quit till the sun goes down.
That's a toad. That's a toad, dude.
Oh God, what a fish.
Gosh, he's barely hooked, man. He's just barely hooked, barely hooked. Come on. Come on. Come on. Where you at? Oh, crap. Oh, now it's twisted. Tip wrapped. Here we go, here we go. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Yes! Look at that one. I am telling you. You talk about an epic day in an epic place with an epic guide. I can't even tell you, I don't know how big that fish is, but it's a monster. Look at that thing, it's unbelievable. Today is what dreams are made of. I'm just telling you something. I will remember this day for the rest of my life. I'm Joe Thomas. I'll see you next week on Steele's Reel in the Outdoors. Unreal, dude.
Steele's Reel in the Outdoors with Joe Thomas is presented in part by Minn Kota and Humminbird, The Rod Jacket by Anglers Innovations, Lucky Craft Lures, Arky Jigs, White Island Chevrolet, and Dixie Marine.
I don't even know what to say. Oh my gosh. Puts on goggles and goes down and gets, Lord knows how big that bass is. How crazy is that?